The college football experience, week 9 weekend bombs episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog's just added Pick'em Scorchers, where you can win 100 times the amount of money you enter. That's right. Turn $5 into $500 in one game. Plus, every Sunday they're giving away $100,000. Use the promo code SGPN at Underdog Fantasy for a 100% deposit bonus up to $500. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Use that promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today, people. Plus, the NBA is back, and so is the NBA Gambling Podcast. To help celebrate, we're giving away a NBA Gambling Podcast hoodie. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/NBA dog for all the details. And remember, as always, folks, too, let it ride.
Hey, everybody. Joe Theismann here. You're listening to SGPN. So do this. Let it ride.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Woo! Welcome. Welcome to the college football experience. Week 9 college football bombs. The weekend bombs edition of the C Block is just getting underway. I'm excited to talk about all these matchups. There's a lot of this is going to be the weekend. I mean, we were pretty fire last weekend, by the way, but we'll get to that in a second. Probably wondering who the hell you're listening to, and that's fair. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
Not enough kids getting hit by lightning these days. Oh, I'm talking about our picks. They're lightning. They're fire. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. All I know is we were fire last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And
They were bombs, if you will.
yes, the bombs. Bombs. We're going off last weekend. Looking to go off again this weekend. It's part of the C Block, folks. And you know what that means? I am joined by my co-host, they say. Host of the Bottom Line Bombs podcast. Give it up for the man in the box, CJ Sullivan.
Yes, Dundee. I am that person in a rhombus cardboard container, not to infringe on any copyrights. It's great to be here. Love the C Block. Good. What a show last week.
A show.
For double-digit dogs, if what you people don't, if you're not picking up what my man Dundee's putting down, we went 6-2 with the double-digit dogs.
I mean, that is absolute fire.
And
I hope the fans out there took advantage and
not just 6-2. I mean, I'm not going to go 6-2. Anyone go 6-2. Our two losses, by the way.
Yeah.
Maybe probably are two of our best picks.
Oh yeah.
Navy, of course, we all know the
Just
history with
brutal,
Navy. Ridiculous.
Brutal beat there.
Going for 2 for no goddamn reason. And Duke, which we had plus 14.5. Somehow they lost by 18 after pretty much winning the game until Riley Leonard got hurt again. Even if Riley Leonard gets hurt, you still covered the spread. Anyway, that's not the point. So that was our only 2 losses.
No, we were fire last week.
We hit the money line with your favorite win of Nevada over San Diego State, 6-0.
Yep.
So not only
Check that door for heat, Tim.
So not only are we going 6-2, the money line sprinkles are making up for the cash. Should have hit the money line with Arizona State over Washington.
Oh,
I'm
my
still
God.
tilted over that
This
one.
pass interference.
I mean, it was 9-1 too. Money line. It was passing. It's just a joke. They pick up the flag. Anyway, we have to go through all those. But we hit. What did we hit? We hit Eastern Michigan. We hit Washington State. We
Houston.
hit Northwestern. We hit Houston. That should have been another money line. We should have hit. My God, we were on fire.
It turns out the replay ref, head of the replay department, where
he's probably unbiased, right? During the Texas Houston game.
Sure. Texas graduate, just biggest play of the game. Every play is supposed to be reviewed.
Insane.
Ridiculous, but
so hateable.
And I see you're wearing the Phil's hat.
I'm wearing the Phil's hat, kind of like a wedding dress. You want to get more than one wear out of it. I got a new one for the World Series. I had old Phillies. I had old Phillies hats, but like things with hats, you sweat through them. You put them into once you put them into wash, they're done.
Oh yeah,
hats are done.
Mm-hmm.
You can't dry them. You got to dry them out like it's the fucking 20s, like on a clothesline out front. I got to put on a sundress or something and put it out with a.
I'm a big hat guy. I know this struggle.
Yeah. So my hats. So I'm like, I'm gonna get a new Phillies hat for the World Series, and it came the day they got eliminated. But I'm wearing this goddamn fucking hat. No need to talk about Philly, but what I will say this real quickly about the Phillies, and it was disappointing, of course, that they choked and lost. But I do like how they took baseball down with it, because now everyone agrees nobody gives a shit about this Texas Arizona World Series.
That's as boring as boring can fucking
terrible. Get. No shade to Texas, because I like Bruce Bochy and I like that Texas team. Yeah. But Arizona can go fuck themselves.
Fuck Arizona.
Sucks.
You know what I think about dome baseball. All right.
I know, right? In that stupid dome.
It's stupid.
Whatever. I don't want to talk about it. Fucking
anyway, shout out to the chat. The chat is rocking along.
Yes.
Ryan says, I'm checking this at work.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Well, after you're done with this episode, Ryan, no need to work. You can quit that job, because we got more double-digit dogs coming at you and bombs.
What's the job? Yeah, exactly. Noah says this is an electric World Series.
Yeah, fuck you, Noah. Yeah. I know, Noah, you're a baseball head, but God, the Diamondbacks were.
Dude, I would rather watch. Like,
they're so bad.
This is like, it's as bad as like. Do you remember they made that sequel to Blues Brothers, and they're in like New Orleans with like voodoo, and they didn't have Belushi?
Right, yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Right,
they're like, hey, we can just put John Goodman in here.
Goodman was like dying in a suit. Someone tweeted out, it was pretty funny. This is like if Thursday Night Football was a World Series.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's very perfect. Oh, man. All right, look, we're going to get to a bunch of double-digit dogs and dogs in general. Maybe we have some short yappers we like, too.
Mm-hmm.
But before we do that, I want to tell you that the college football experience weekend bombs is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Look, Underdog has just introduced Scorchers. Go 5 for 5 and pick up Scorchers and enjoy a spicy 100 times payout. And for a limited time, Underdog is extending their first deposit bonus up to $500. Look, $100,000 Sundays continue too. I mean, $100,000 Sundays. Give it up for them. 10 lucky players will win $10K each and every Sunday. And Underdog, we like. When I say we, I'm throwing them in the mud.
Oh, well, yeah, for sure.
Buccaneers, Thursday night football.
Why not? Why not? No? Let's go. Let's nail it. I love it. Outright. Baker outright. Let's go.
What could go wrong?
Let's go.
Right. So watch along, make your picks, and maybe make a little extra cash over at Underdog's mobile app or website, underdogfantasy.com. When you sign up with the promo code SGPN, Underdog will double your first deposit up to $500. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by the NBA Underdog Contest, because the NBA is back. You know the NBA is back because you see these big time players not playing, and what a way to celebrate! But we're giving away a NBA Gambling Podcast hoodie, right? Perfect for anyone thinking of sitting out. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/NBA dog to submit a screenshot of you playing NBA Underdog using our promo code SGPN, and one random winner will get a NBA Gambling Podcast hoodie. Perfect for sitting out. All right. So just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/NBA dog, and you could be like James Harden. All right. I find it. I'm sorry.
I don't know. You must
find it
love
hilarious.
It must,
Like,
they just told him to stay home. You know
how
what?
about Bradley Beal? No.
I mean, we're 2 games into the season now. The entire
opening
I know,
night.
opening-
The fans are excited.
Right.
No.
opening night, Beal says no, but and now it's game 2. It's tonight. Phoenix. Half their team's like, nah, we played. We just played.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? We just played Golden State. What's tonight? LA? No way. We playing the Lakers.
It's mentally tough.
What's going on?
It's mentally tough.
How are you load managing an hour and a half into the season?
Oh my God.
Denver didn't even get their rings. They're shining their rings
I'm
off
saying,
yet. I'm
get
like,
that NBA Gambling Podcast sweatshirt. Perfect
amazing.
for deciding not to do. Just take the night off. You can take the night off, sit in comfort. All right. With the NBA Gambling Podcast hoodie.
Load manage that hoodie. Stay home like James Harden. Yeah, Harden, we don't even want you on the fucking plane.
Yeah, I love him. He said the general manager was mean to me, right? You're like, this is the 3rd general manager that's been mean to you in like the past, 5 years?
It's amazing.
Maybe it's not them. Maybe it's you. But hey, I'm just an idiot talking to the microphone. All right. Let's get to these bombs. We got a couple tonight going on now.
All right, let's take a look.
See, I didn't want to necessarily, I wasn't in love with the Bucks play, but the 2 teams that I like happen to be favorites now. Now, earlier in the week, Southern was a dog in the Battle of Georgia. Georgia State at Georgia Southern there in Statesboro, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now they're a favorite. I'm seeing them as a 1-point favorite. So I don't have any college football dogs for this Thursday.
Not for Thursday, no. Who do you like tonight?
Southern and Georgia Southern and the Hokies.
You like Vatek? I like it.
I'm not as like I don't
be,
love the Vatek play, but I'm doing it. Yeah, that's the angle. That's the angle. Is enter Sandman.
Enter Sandman. That's all I need to hear.
But yeah. So, and in Friday, maybe no. Let's just get to the weekend.
Yeah, we're forcing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Friday's trying to convince yourself about that one, but I can tell you there's a few I like that I've been just loading up on.
All right, let's do it.
On Saturday, a few bombs. Yeah. Let's start off. Okay. You're looking for any lines in the 20s, right?
Mm-hmm.
For the ridiculous dog. Now you could say Tulsa SMU. I don't think that's possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tulsa could cover essentially, but as an outright play, no, I don't think it's possible. Now, Florida State Wake Forest is interesting because Wake Forest and Dave Kloss has never lost to Mike Norvell.
Really? I haven't. That's my top one I have right now. My top one. I don't rank in order, but Wake Forest plus 20.5, 790, 8-1 you can get on the money line.
And they've kind of beat their ass the past couple of years.
That's it. Wake, right?
It's in Wake.
Yeah.
Now here's do we run away from this?
I think Florida State. I mean,
little counterfeit.
There's some spots on that leopard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're waiting to slip up here, and they did last week pretty much. They got bailed out.
Now, I'm also hearing that Mitch Griffiths will play. Their quarterback is obviously Wake won with their 3rd string last week. Mm-hmm. 2nd string is out indefinitely. The only thing that scares me is I saw Herb Street tweet this out.
Herbie tweeted out Wake?
Yeah.
Oh boy. He's usually on it though, to be honest with you.
Okay.
His dog picks, like he's not one of those regular ESPN like panel where they all just choose the mop fucking chalk, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like his dogs are usually pretty good. All
right. Because I was terrified there when I saw him do that. Like,
yeah, I'm not worried. That makes me feel better actually, Herb.
Okay. So Wake would be one.
He's not reckless with that either. You know?
Yeah. Fair. That is one that jumps out to mind. That is in the 20 range. I don't think Indiana is live at all against Penn State.
No, neither do I. And if anything, it's time to get back on the Franklin train. He's going to cover there because Franklin loves the cover.
Yeah,
for his boosters, and he's an asshole.
Especially after a loss. Yeah, his boosters lost. Now I can be talked into one other 20 point spread here.
One of the big one.
You think Pitt could win in?
So mad about Pitt.
You think they could be live in South Bend?
Oh, I think they're live for sure.
I think they're live too.
Absolutely.
Notre Dame's got at Clemson on deck.
They've turned a corner, and Notre Dame's not the same Notre Dame team. I mean, they're still good, obviously, but they slowed down a bit.
I just feel like Notre Dame, probably the players are sitting there saying, "Oh, at Clemson," even though Clemson doesn't look like the same Clemson.
That's still something to look forward to. That's something they have circled
nationally
for sure.
Televised. I guess all their games are nationally televised, but I mean, Those are the 20-point spreads. Now I'm going to throw out one more.
Okay.
Old Dominion.
Ooh, we're always on Old Dominion. I mean, I'm always open to hear about Old Dominion.
Well,
sure.
I know last year was 37-3.
Mm-hmm.
JMU won by 34.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this ODU team, by the way, this is for first place in the Sun Belt East. But
now that's a Sunday game, right?
No, Saturday.
Oh, it's at
Saturday.
midnight.
No,
Or no. What am I talking about?
What the hell are you looking at? Hawaii's schedule?
Yeah, I gotta change my time zone on my computer here. Never mind.
Midnight.
I got a weird pin number here on here, and this is my hacking computer. No, it is at night though.
Here's the logic.
It's 8 o'clock at night.
Well, first off, it is these
Eastern.
schools have been rivals. Ironically, they have not been football rivals because ODU resurrected their program, which was actually really good in the 30s and 40s, right?
Yep.
But then they went away, and during that time away, JMU started their football program. So they've only played 3 times. This will be the 4th meeting. ODU does lead that series 2-1, but in all their other schools, other sports, they're rivals. So it's a rivalry game. It just hasn't really developed yet on the football field. Now, this is what I like about it. The 3 weeks prior, JMU ran the gauntlet against teams that were favored to potentially win the Sun Belt.
Right.
South Alabama, they beat. Georgia Southern, they beat. Marshall on the road, who they had lost to a year ago. You know they had that one circled Thursday night, nationally televised. ODU is kind of like that sleepy opponent because you look at the remaining schedule. You're at Georgia State, who next week, Georgia State's happened to be in first place as well. Then you're home to App State, who's been the team in this conference over the years to really dominate the conference. And then at Coastal. Now, I think this is the sleepiest game they have left.
Yep.
20.5 in-state battle.
It could get ugly, and they're going to have to ugly it up. Because if James Madison starts scoring, they're in trouble. Obviously.
I say, look, you take the points to cover your ass, but the 3 20-point dogs that I'm really in, I know there's another 20-point dog in Vanderbilt against Ole Miss. I don't think that's live.
No.
There's also, I would say the 3 20-point dogs that could be live or what? Wake, Pitt, and ODU.
I like it. Fair enough.
I don't think Stanford's live against Washington.
No.
I think we jot those 3 down and we play those with the points as an insurance policy.
Okay.
And then we play them on the money line. Can you imagine just parlaying? Could we throw one out there that's a 19-point spread too?
Let me take a look. Yeah, of course. I don't know. You're making up this arbitrary 20-point number. It doesn't matter. It's got high double digits. It's fun. 19 and 20. There's no damn difference.
So what if I told you BYU is 4-1 all time against Texas?
Listen, I have BYU right here. Absolutely.
Quentin Ewers?
I love BYU. Right. And
19 fucking points. The last time they played.
No, Manning's not playing, right? They're not even putting Arch in there.
They're going with Malik Murphy.
Yeah.
But even if they go to Manning,
right?
You don't want him to start against 30-year-olds.
No, BYU I like a lot. I think there's numbers.
I think they're fucking live. I think they're live. I think they want to get up for Texas because guess what? This is their one shot. Texas is joining the SEC.
Yeah, I think this number is crazy. To be honest with you,
I'm all over the 19. I think they're live to win it outright.
Well, maybe not crazy, but I think there's definitely value here on BYU.
I love it actually, man.
I do too.
So take me to some other ones you got.
Hold on, let me put in that parlay we had real quick. Well, what did we have? Pitt, Old Dominion, and who? And Wake, right?
Yeah, and Wake.
Let me get that Wake in there. What time is that?
And Jefferson says Texas has the 12th man, though. That is true. We saw that the replay review.
Listen, I'm not. They do. They have the referee. The way. I'm not saying they shouldn't be favored,
but you don't want to get in the way of that Mormon money.
A lot of damn points. No, you don't want to get away in that Mormon money. Hold on. I'm trying to find this Wake spread there.
Is deep in the interwebs.
If we tossed out an Old Dominion, Pitt, Wake Forest money line parlay.
That's insane.
That is
put $50 down on that.
A fraction.
What is that paying?
A fraction under 70 to 1.
But what if you what's the one you trust least? I actually think it's.
Oh, I'm sorry, 700 to 1, not 70. 700.
I was about to say I thought it would be more.
700 to 1. That's 700
to 1.
Wait
a second. Let's say though,
Okay.
Rank the orders. I think ODU.
I'll tell you. Go ahead.
Would be the one that I trust most.
See, Wake is the one I trust most.
That would be my second.
All right.
I think Pitt's the one I trust least.
Okay.
The question is,
out there
do you like BYU?
Yeah.
More than Pitt?
Yes.
I do too.
Yeah. All right. Let's do that. Let's toss Pitt out, and then we'll toss in BYU.
Love it.
And that shouldn't really affect the odds too much, actually.
That's what I'm saying. It's only like a 1 point spread difference, right? Or half a point.
So we're giving you multiple 700 to 1 parlay options. You guys can go with.
And there's a few others that I can't wait to talk about.
Yep, 670 to 1 is if you toss BYU in there instead of Pitt. That's BYU, Wake, and Old Dominion. I don't
think that's that crazy.
Not at all.
Wake's beaten for Florida State by double digits the past couple times.
I'm putting mine in right now. $5 gets you $3,300. I mean, for crying out loud.
What are you doing?
What are we doing?
A couple other ones. See, a couple other ones that just have my eye.
Yeah.
I'm going to take you to College Station.
Okay.
Where South Carolina is getting 15 points. You know, A&M had been 8-0 against South Carolina before last season.
Mm-hmm.
When South Carolina won by 6. And really, when I think about this, Spencer Rattler. So A&M has a bad secondary. Miami and Tyler Van Dyke were able to exploit that. Why couldn't Spencer Rattler? I understand South Carolina's O-line's been asked this year, and I'm sure it's a bad matchup against A&M's defensive line. But what's not a bad matchup is South Carolina's wideouts against a questionable secondary. If the blocks can hold for a little bit, and then you add in the fact that Texas A&M's averaging like 25 points a game.
Yeah, their offense is not good. Their run defense is great. But you're right. But who cares? South Carolina doesn't have no interest in running the ball.
I think the Gamecocks are live.
And they're coming off a bad game there. I like that. That one I like. Let me toss that around.
15 right now as I'm seeing that number too.
15.5 and plus 485.
Yeah, I got a plus 500 over here too. That's out there. Then, I mean, how do you feel about this world's biggest cocktail party?
I love it. Yeah? I love it. These you're reading my list here. I'm on Florida plus 14.5.
I think it's
plus 460. First of all, let's see what Georgia can do without Bowers.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. This offense is
both games.
Questions.
Both games where it was dicey.
Yep.
They leaned on Bowers to get them out of it.
Now, what do you think of them changing the name to the world? They got rid of the cocktail party because you can't say
it's offensive.
You can't say cocktail. What the fuck?
Can't say colonial. You can't say cocktail.
What is wrong with people?
This is the dumbest fucking society.
I mean, can't
even do Hitler trivia.
Right? You can't talk about one of the greatest speakers we've ever. I mean, seriously, the cocktail party is insane. Everyone's like, why are you lying? I don't understand. Like, who are you protecting?
Can't have a cocktail
who are you
party?
protecting by changing that title?
It's like the Red River Shootout, though. They're happening with all these things, man. You know, the Tennessee. Look, that used to be the Battle of the Beer Barrel.
Yeah,
Tennessee, Kentucky. It's going on this weekend.
Good God.
Can't call it the beer barrel anymore, even though everyone's shit hammered at the whole game.
Right, and everyone's going to shit hammered at this. Florida, Georgia. It's SEC
I've been to this
football.
game. I've been to the world's biggest cocktail party.
Amazing. I bet.
Fantastic. The name cocktail party fits. The fucking fits. It's like a 3-day long cocktail party.
Man. A gimlet.
Yeah.
A nice wet bar.
Man.
Get a Harvey Wall banger.
And it's always Halloween weekend, so like you're sitting. I was getting fucking hammered with William Wallace. You know what I mean? Like
right. That's amazing.
Painted his fucking.
That's so funny.
You're never gonna see these people again in life.
Yeah,
you wouldn't know if you did because they're all in their fucking costumes.
That being said, I love Florida here. Plus 14.5 and 4. Why not?
Yeah.
In a rivalry game like this.
Oh yeah. Jacksonville, Florida, 50-50
in
fan
Jacksonville,
base. You know what I mean?
In Duval, and that scumbag town. I love it. I love it.
So we're hitting high here. Now let's talk about these East Carolina Pirates.
Okay. I'll let you take over.
I mean, there comes a point.
All right. Now the East Carolina Pirates, real quick for those at home, keeping score.
Last week, We might have only put up $120 of offense.
Okay, yep, but right, that would be against and who? And you guys played NC State. Who'd you guys play?
No, Biff Poggi and the Charlotte.
I'm
Clips.
sorry, who's that? Charlotte. You played. You played Charlotte last week, and you lost 10-7 at home.
But there's something about the Pirates. See, the problem is we were favored.
You rushed.
took Charlotte.
You rushed 19 times for 39 yards. Just to get more specific. You threw the ball 15 of 32.
39.
15 of 32 for 88 and a touchdown. And
don't forget that touchdown
pass.
And now we go cross country.
All year you've thrown 2 touchdown passes, 6 interceptions.
That's why they're live. They're due
Completing 50% of your passes.
Hey.
You haven't beaten an FBS team all year.
And now we go on the road to the Alamo Dome.
Oh, we get in the dome. Okay.
All right. That's the problem. The weather's been hurting us. All right.
Pirates don't like bad weather.
That's what I'm saying. Now we go.
Pirates need everything in a controlled environment.
We're going into the Alamo Dome.
Okay.
Plus 750 on the Pirates on the money line.
Yeah.
It's all about the spirit of ECU.
It is the spirit of ECU. And I will say 18.5 for UTSA to be laying to anybody is a little wild the way they've been playing.
Yeah, look, I understand we had a tough offensive couple games, but I mean, I just feel like
if you feel it
could be a little closer.
Well, like you said, it's all about the feeling. So
it's all about the feeling. All right. So you're not backing me on this one, huh?
Absolutely not. That is a dead dog.
Now this is one we got to give Patty C his flowers.
Okay.
Because Patty C took UVA money line against North Carolina last week.
Amazing.
And folks, if you don't know Patty C, like behind the scenes,
incredible play by Patty C.
He knows ACC. Like we grew up, but he grew up a Wahoos fan.
Okay.
So he really knows that rivalry, and he also knows this one. For whatever reason, Virginia fucks with Miami, right? Look at last year. Last year, what was like triple overtime? Miami won 14-12, and Virginia was almost winless last year, right? The year before, which was actually a good Miami team from a record standpoint, they went bowling. They lost to UVA in Miami Gardens, 30-28. In fact, if you were to pull up the past 5 years, every single game was within 5 points. No, the 19 was an 8-point game.
Yeah.
So
this would be quite the back-to-back weeks.
I'm just saying, like
UVA,
but him and my brother NC Nick,
I would love it,
are sold on. I didn't lock this. They locked it up, but I feel like we should at least talk about the fact that Miami always struggles. Look. They didn't start playing each other, Miami and Virginia, until the first ever matchup was in '96, and that was the lone one. And then in 2004, so Virginia's program in like the '90s was actually not bad, but in the 2000s, ever since then, Virginia's program's been ass. Right? I find it fascinating that they've met 20 times, and Miami only has a 12-8 lead, knowing how bad the Virginia players have been in that stretch. There is something to what Patty C is saying by saying that like they can make it a game.
Yeah. Okay.
Also,
I'm with it.
UVA is undefeated ATS against ACC opponents.
We are undefeated against opponents. That's absolutely correct. That's amazing.
Something to factor in.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like you're buying on this one.
It's. I mean, to do that back to back would be pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Obviously. I think that so much went into that. And so, I mean, and Miami got life. Clemson gave them life. If I actually would have liked it better if they lost to Clemson, where they really wanted to spiral down and not give a shit, Miami.
Yeah.
But now the Miami's season kind of bounced back a little bit.
Well, let's talk about the flip side of that then.
Okay.
Because when I look at the flip side of that, North Carolina just got upset by Virginia.
Yep.
UNC has been playing Georgia Tech for over 100 years every year. Georgia Tech fucks this team up. Yes, with Paul Johnson, but even in the dark years of Georgia Tech football, do I need to tell you? Let me just rattle you off the past 5 years.
Okay.
Georgia Tech's been asked the past 5 years, right? Well, last year Georgia Tech won in Chapel Hill, 21-17. Guess what? North Carolina happened to be 8-0 going into that game, right?
Yeah.
The year before that, North Carolina looking really good. Sam Howell, Michael Carter, Javonte Williams, all these studs, the wide receiver Downs, right? Georgia Tech only won 3 games, but one of them 45-22 win, a fucking blowout against North Carolina. Then in 2019, you have the one win for North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
38-22. The year before that, 10-point win by Tech. The year before that, 26-point win by Tech. For some reason,
Tough
the
matchup.
Yellow Jackets fuck them up.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup.
I don't know why.
Triple option.
I actually, yeah, but I mean, these are some of the dark years with Jeff Collins after the triple option.
Right.
So when you see the Yellow Jackets getting 11.5 plus 360 on the money line, I think it is.
That's correct.
Are you buying? I say we stay. I say we stay away, but we have to talk about their dominance over North Carolina.
That's fine. I think North Carolina. You're getting an angry North Carolina team that was peaking before that Virginia trip up there. Georgia Tech coming off a big win too, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's a bad spot either way. I think North Carolina blows them out.
And the sharp in the chat says, "Don't follow Patty C into the trench." All right. Well, let's.
I mean, Georgia Tech obviously they upset Miami. Oh, they lost to Boston College. I'm sorry. We had Boston College in that as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about the game going on at the Rose Bowl.
Classic letdown game. That's a Rose Bowl for sure. And I will be in attendance.
You got your ticket?
No. But Patty C, if you're listening,
hook it up.
Yeah, hook it up.
You got an in, Patty C.
No, I'm going to use that Game Time app. I'm going to get in there. There's more than one way to get into the goddamn Rose Bowl. You know, fold up shop if I can't sneak. Go golfing,
right?
Right. Play a little design at Brookside.
The Buffs are catching 17.5 points or plus 550 on the money line.
Yeah.
Any chance you could take it?
Nope. Matter of fact, I'll be playing UCLA in that game. They just beat Stanford 55-7.
Yeah, I agree. I think UCLA is going to win the game. Colorado could cover though.
They could cover for sure. But I think it's not as appealing as it was a couple weeks ago. I think Colorado is really getting exposed to they're just a bad football team.
Yeah, they don't have the guys yet.
But I think
they could still cover.
They got speed, but I think it's a bad matchup style wise though too versus UCLA. And UCLA, Chip Kelly, he changed things when he surprisingly benched Moore, the phenom quarterback. Yep. You know, and now that offense,
Ethan Garbers,
Garbers, he can run and throw, but that offense looked the way it should look.
And friend of the program, Carson Steele.
Yes, we love Carson Steele.
Fucking dog.
I love Carson Steele.
Yes, when that goes off, you know, like he that's a bad matchup for the Buffs right there. There we go.
I thought that was a dog.
Lock
noise.
it up.
I thought that was a
lock
dog
up Carson
noise.
Steele having a big time day. There we go.
There's a dog.
There we go. There we go.
But no, I think with that, I think the UCLA's offense is about to start looking the way Chip wants it to be run, and that's all he was waiting for. He's adjusting, his tweaking with more. Wasn't he'd be up and down, but now I think it's gonna be a fucking boat race.
Yeah, I'm not touching that game, but I'm thinking about touching this one.
Okay,
your Badgers.
Yeah, I got him on here. Of course, this is a perfect spot.
You know where Luke Fickell played college football?
Yeah, that's right.
You know where he was a coach?
Mm-hmm.
The Ohio State Buckeyes.
He's a Buckeye.
And now they catch them after the Penn State game in Madison. I can hear the jump around shit going off now.
This is a huge line. 14.5 plus 500 on the money line. What are we doing here? And I get Wisconsin looks terrible, but Ohio State, I am just not convinced with this Ohio State offense.
Say, to play that back though, I would say like Ohio State looks the worst that I've seen them in like the past decade.
That's
probably
what I mean.
Since Fickell was
I'm still not believing this. I mean, granted, they have good resume wins, Ohio State, and they are tough, and
but
their defense plays great.
Convincing like they normally are.
And that quarterback's not good.
Well, how about this too? If you look at the history,
give me Wisconsin.
They've had in Madison. Now I know. So in Madison. The Buckeyes haven't played in Madison surprisingly since 2016. How the fuck is that even possible?
Right.
In 2016, that was a really good Ohio State team. Guess what? Overtime, 30-23.
Mm-hmm.
The time before that, 2012, overtime, They won both these overtimes, 21-14. The time before that, they lost in Madison. So the track record's there. Even the time before that, 3-point win. The track record is there. Give me, sprinkle a little bit of that 475.
Yep.
Take the 14.5 as
for sure. Lock that up.
Let's go.
I like that Wisconsin for sure.
Let's fucking go. Badgers on Wisconsin. Don't they say that? Isn't that the
They
thing?
say on Wisconsin for sure.
Now let's talk about this this battle going on in Fort Collins. Is that one that you jotted down?
Of course, I got that jotted. Why? I always.
Yes.
Oh, that's for the cocktail party.
This is on CBS Sports. This works.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. Fair enough. That's a nice guitar lick at the end.
That is.
Is that
Fire.
Steve Vai on there?
Fire. Now, last year was a 12-point game, but it was Norvell's first year.
Yeah.
Year 2, they're so much better, and they're getting 13.5 points plus 425, and you add in the fact it's a rivalry game.
And they hate each other.
Yeah.
They hate these fucking.
Plus 425. Sprinkle. Get the 13.5 to cover your ass. You are going to cover this. Air Force is on the road in Fort Collins. No one just goes into Sonny Lubick Field and gets a fucking dub. All right, let's go.
I love it.
So you had that one jotted down.
I got Colorado.
Give me one of yours.
Well, I had Colorado State down because I knew you would take it for sure.
Yeah.
Colorado State's a favorite of the show, favorite of yours. All right, let me get a couple.
Our squad. One of them's our squad.
Yes, for sure. Speaking of our squads, I might as well jump into that one.
Oh yeah, do it.
Our Rice Owls.
Who is gonna bet them? It's just gonna be us.
I know.
Because everyone's on the green wave.
Everyone loves the green wave, the Tulane. But I love our Rice Owls in Rice. 10.5 is the line. They're getting plus 305 on the money line. One more win and we get over our 4.5 wins. Let's go.
That's what I'm talking about. I do believe the Rice Owls are fucking live to win this game.
This is one of my favorite live dogs.
This is perfect at the Rice Bowl, sleepy environment.
Yep.
It's perfect setting.
And that offense is clicking now. JT
Daniels, year 45 now. Look, and
year 45, school number 45.
And let's be honest, it's a look ahead spot because a trip to Dowdy Ficklin, East Carolina, the very next week.
Always a look ahead. He's the Washington, North Carolina.
Largest FCS fan base. I'm sorry, largest group of 5 fan base. I can't fucking talk.
Oh man, because you don't even believe this lie. That's why. Part of the lie is you got to believe it.
Rice is hitting, baby.
Yeah, I love Rice.
It's hitting. I'll take the 10.5 to cover your ass. Any chance you like Cal Berkeley?
I have Cal written right on here. Why not Cal? First of all, Cal's been tough all year. In our season previews, we put this in as our outright
trick or treat.
Now we didn't know USC be coming on a 2-game losing streak coming in this way.
But also, Lincoln Riley hasn't been at practice all week.
I know he won't let his players speak.
What's happening over
this
there?
This is LA, pal. You're gonna fucking cower down.
He's missing practices. They got Cliff Kingsbury running shit.
Dude, they cannot stop me and you running the football. So why wouldn't Cal be live? Getting 11 with their defense.
I think they are.
With their defense. Plus 11, plus 320.
I think they are. I really do.
And I can see USC just like taking the advice of their online echobos on Twitter saying, shut it down, Caleb. Make a business decision. None of this matters. That's what people are telling them.
Yeah.
And I bet, and he's got, I like Caleb and I don't mind all his quotes, but like some of these, I can see him taking that attitude almost. You know what I mean? Like he does have a questionable when it comes to that. And I don't think he's wrong, but
Cal gets up for these games.
Cal gets up for
the final time this is being played.
Remember, this is a night Halloween game up there. Let's not forget what this weekend's going to be on these college campuses.
There'll be hippies having sex in the woods. You ever seen Cal Stadium? They have like the fucking woods right there. You can watch from the woods.
Watch from the woods.
You know what I mean? Drop acid in the forest. Have sex with a stranger. Right? That's what's going to be happening.
Yeah. Nick Greenwolf coming after me in the chat with the ugly Philly hat. You are not listening up top, pal. All right. This is my wedding dress. I bought this hat for the World Series. I'm wearing the fuck out of it.
Was he a Diamondback fan? Bullshit. There's no such thing as a Diamondback fan. Right?
I know, right? Get out of here. They're worse run differential than the Mets this year. But it's going to be electric, Noah says.
Any interest in Maryland Northwestern?
Yeah, of course. What are you talking about?
Someone just got a DUI in Florida.
Yeah,
Their offensive coordinator. What's he doing down there in Florida?
Someone is taking Johnny Football's bust out of career worse than he is. Because that's when he was good. Remember when he thought they told us he could coach because Johnny Football would run around, make some plays. Yeah, listen, we've been fading this Maryland team after their hot start, an amazing start, that they're to come back down to the means a little bit. And Northwestern is playing solid football.
That's very true. And I agree, but I think the key is you monitor the Ben Bryant situation.
Yeah.
Northwestern starting quarterback is questionable.
Right.
You might want to hold off until you know if he's 100% playing. But I think if he's playing, I think
plus 14,
time for some action.
430 money line at home. This Northwestern team is not that much worse than any of these other low rent Big Ten teams.
Yeah.
If you're Minnesota, they beat Minnesota. You know what I mean? Took a miracle comeback, but like they're in the mix in there. A lot of this was the narrative. We're just trying to get out from the beginning of the season after the scandal and all that, and everyone did jump ship. We thought they're going to be an Arizona Cardinals situation, who is playing tough as well.
Yeah,
I think they're both similar. Now they're not good. Maryland should be favored, of course, but Maryland's not this team that wins by 30 of every week.
Mike Loxley.
Mm-hmm.
Look, there's a couple others that I think that are double digit that are worthy.
Right. I got a couple pups.
You know,
and this one's creeping.
UConn's going to Chestnut Hill.
Let 'em.
Northeast football is back, and you know. The dogs are barking on this one as a friend of the program, Jim Mora.
Friend of the program, Jim Mora.
So you're not buying into this because hear me out. They've been playing since 1908. And UConn had never beaten Boston College until last year.
Yeah.
Mora's first year.
Mm-hmm.
UConn was in the last couple of games, man. They beat our Rice Owls.
UConn's been, I know they have. UConn's been all over the place and in a good way.
Should have kind of beat Utah State, blocked extra point.
Mm-hmm.
Boston College. Do I need to remind you that they needed a 4th and goal conversion to beat Army? UConn could win this.
UConn can win this. This one I like. This one's a believable story for sure.
And speaking of Army,
is this in stores or no? It's up in Boston.
No, right? But does that really matter?
They got a nice crowd in Boston College. I'm not going to throw shade on that.
Look what they do to you. Huh? You do some stand up there. You trying to get back there.
I love to get back there against kicks. I partied up in Boston College.
Love Chestnut Hill. I had a great time.
There's only 2 Catholic schools: Boston College, Notre Dame. That's the only thing you have in the country. You know, when you're
there
going
on. Yeah, I got you. UMass at Army. You know, UMass has never beaten Army.
Yeah, I know. That's nor should they. Nor will they this time.
Yeah.
Army's going to blow the doors off UMass.
I was trying to tuck myself into betting this.
Yeah.
I did bet UConn. I did not bet.
I'll get with you with UConn.
So
I will not get you with UMass.
So I want people to realize this. Just because we're talking about all these double-digit dogs does not mean the ones I'm on. UConn, South Carolina. I'm waiting on Northwestern to get that injury report. I am on the Florida Gators. I am also on BYU.
Okay.
Colorado State.
Yep. Rice. Wake.
Florida. Yeah, I mentioned
you mentioned Florida. Sorry.
Pitt, I have not.
Wisconsin. Are you on Wisconsin?
I bet Wisconsin. Okay. I have not bet Pitt yet.
Let's talk about the game. Oh, Pitt, we got to bet.
I've got to bet.
What about the game? That's the game of the week, the prominent game. It is actually, I think it just dipped to 9.5. I have them at 10.5 at Kansas.
That's one of my favorite plays.
Okay.
Now Jalen Daniels isn't playing.
He's not playing. Now that's not official yet.
What's going on here?
It's not official yet, but if you read
it's
the
tea
fucking
leaves,
NBA,
the NBA going on in Lawrence, Kansas.
Well, they're more secretive too with their information. But if you read the tea leaves, he's not going to play.
But the good thing is Jason Bean's a very good backup.
He is, and he's got a lot of burn. Where I don't feel bad with him getting in there. Obviously, we would much rather have Daniels.
Yeah, but still,
the fact that it came down, I wonder if there's been a report that he might play. Let's take a look.
Interesting. I'm on Kansas. I think Oklahoma's fool's gold. I think UCF has pointed this out.
They should have lost.
I think we have to play the Kansas Jayhawks. They're coming off a bye too. So you gave Lance Leipold, one of the best offensive coaches in America,
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks to prep. 2 weeks to prep. Yeah, people are saying in the chat that Daniels is transferring. That's what I'm saying. This is just reeks.
Yeah.
Good luck without fucking Lance Leipold, by the way, because before Lance Leipold, Daniels was not. He was not to write home about.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I mean, maybe they can use him in the ways that Leipold did, but whatever. All right.
The Sooners rolling to Lawrence for the last time.
That's what I'm saying. Final time in Lawrence, and Leipold almost got him his first 2 tries.
Yep.
The last time they went to Lawrence, Caleb Williams on a 4th down had to do some crazy handoff shit.
Yeah.
Or he grabbed the ball from the running back after he'd been stopped. So I think they're 100% live.
Yeah.
I like them to win the game, to win the fucking game. Was there any others you want to talk about? There's a couple others that, and by the way, I have not bet ECU.
I will take Kansas because Bean. I think was it last year where Bean came in mid game and threw like 4 touchdowns?
Yeah,
that's right.
Let's take Kansas.
Small ones I like.
2 weeks to prep for that fucking game. 2 weeks. You gotta love it.
Do we have time to go under double digits that I like?
Yeah. Well, hold on. Let me read. Right. Let me read an ad and get those ready.
Reading that. I got that. Yeah.
All right, folks.
And then afterwards, we'll give you bonus. Yeah. Non-double digit
little
dogs.
yappers,
little
yappers. Some yappers before this. Remember, this is part of the C block. We got the bombs.
Still healthy dogs.
Bottom line bombs coming up next. But before we do that, I want to tell you that the college football experience is brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Win bigger by betting smarter this NFL season with Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every NFL, NBA, MLB, and soccer bet with historical stats and data. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame Bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com. Use that promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching. Start winning with Hall of Fame Bets. All right, we are back. Some little yappers, but there might be one that is almost a full-on dog bark from a fucking Rottweiler in Raleigh, North Carolina. You know I hate NC State. They're always pretenders.
Yep. I looked at this game as well,
but I think they could be live in that game.
It could be. I didn't throw them on the list.
I didn't put them on. I haven't betted this yet,
but they could be live.
This is one by Saturday morning. I might.
9.5 plus 280.
But it seems like it could be a get right spot. But that place gets lit, man.
I know it does. Well, I know, and it's a 2. What is it? A 3 p.m. game? 2 p.m. It's a weird game.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it just because of Clemson.
On the C-Dub network, catch your Dawson's Creek going right into. Get your Buffy the Vampire Slayer or whatever the fuck.
Get some Buffy, get some Live Golf. Maybe the show Moms. Is that on CW? Yeah, that's a tough one. I didn't throw it on there.
Okay, what short yappers you got on there? Give me one.
Well, one is the most underrated team in the country, and they did, even though they're coming off a big win here in Los Angeles. Those Utah. I mean,
that one's the most obvious.
I mean,
I'm almost terrified because of how off the line is, in my opinion.
They're getting 6.5. Is it now?
What the fuck's going on
at home versus
Oregon?
Oregon?
Lost a home game.
I know
since fucking Barack Obama was in office.
Yeah, it's Oregon just getting all that love because everyone has it ready. But like this is a game Oregon loves to lose. Oregon would love to lose this game. You know?
Yeah.
And Utah just gets no respect. I don't really understand it.
Yeah, Rice Eccles is rocking. Bo Nix has been awful on the road historically. I know he played decent in Seattle, but Washington's defense not necessarily setting the world on fire. Meanwhile, Utah's defense has been setting the world on fire for a while. Yeah.
And that backup, who's the quarterback there?
Bryson Barnes.
He's coming into his
Whittingham's comments.
No, what do you say about
it? When they interviewed him after they beat USC? He's like, they got a Heisman Trophy candidate or Heisman Trophy winner. Yeah. We got a walk-on pig farmer. I'll take my pig farmer any day. Right?
All right, to calm down.
Oh man.
What was that? What's that Nicolas Cage pig farmer movie?
Pig.
It's great.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Amazing movie. It's where he's
like an Oregon, like
he's a truffle pig,
truffle farmer or whatever the fuck. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And he's looking for the pig gets kidnapped. But I think he escapes because he wants to be cage free.
Ooh, I like it.
If you know what I mean.
I kept waiting for a moment for him to go like this. let's go and have a Nick Cage moment. It didn't happen, but
Kyle Whittingham's having his moment. That's for sure.
There's another short yapper out there.
Yep. Go for it.
The Wyoming Cowboys.
My
Cowboys.
Yeah, you do your Cowboys. I'll do my team next.
Look, I know they've only beaten Boise once ever. They've never won on the Smurf turf. But I feel like Boise is not Boise anymore. And I think they're going to have to go out and try to convince Chris Peterson to come back this offseason when the Wyoming Cowboys go into Boise and get the dub outright. Wyoming's coming off a bye, too. Well, both teams are coming off a bye. I know Boise lost on a Hail Mary 2 weeks ago, but
they lost not just a Hail Mary. It was like a whole 20-point lead. They lost in the last couple minutes to Colorado State.
It ain't smelling right in Boise.
They barely beat San Jose State. They lost to Memphis. It's not smelling right. And your Wyoming boys are blessed this year. They fight,
Yeah. They're great on the line of scrimmage too. I feel like they're much better on the line of scrimmage. So I'm riding with the Wyoming Cowboys as a short little yapper.
Yeah.
You got a yapper?
I got a yapper. I got a team that's just been dying to get a win here, and they are
East Carolina. I'm joking. What are you talking about?
My Sun Devils, Arizona State, at night at home. They should have beat. It could have beat Colorado. Could have beat USC. Should have beat Washington in Washington last year.
They're fighting hard.
They're fighting hard. You're going to give them 6 points plus 200 at home on Monday night versus a tailspin Washington State team that's just absolutely been solved and falling apart.
And you have the angle that Arizona State's defensive coordinator was at Washington State last year.
I love it.
However, I'm on the Cougs, buddy.
Really?
I am. I think the line is too short.
It is a short line. It's an emotional letdown spot. Speaking of short lines in the Pac-12, this is a favorite, but I mean that Oregon State Arizona line.
I was about to say, as someone that has a future on Oregon State to win the Pac-12, I'm terrified of that game.
Really?
That's the game I'm terrified of.
I like Oregon State in that game. I think that
those Pacific Northwest teams, and this includes
Arizona's
when
good.
they
Trust
go
me.
to the desert.
Yeah, we love Arizona. We know what Arizona's all about.
Well, wait, are they going to go with Noah Fafita or Delora? Because if it's Delora, I think I like Oregon State. If it's Fafita,
Noah Fafita,
then I think the Wildcats are live.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, that game's. I think that's the most underrated game on this entire fucking slate as far as watching it. Oregon State, Arizona.
Yeah, it's a great game.
I think Arizona's going in the right direction. They're way ahead of where I had them at this point in the season. So you like Arizona State? I'm not there. I'm not there. But you have another one?
I've jumped ship on Washington State. I mean, I still like them.
Covered for us last week.
Absolutely, they didn't cover for. I'm just joking. But as a road favorite, so who knows what you're going to get out of them? Arizona State needs to get a W.
Yeah. A short yapper. Let's go back to the factory, aka Ypsilanti.
Okay. Yes.
What's going on here? Chris Creighton's a dog against in a rivalry game. Western Michigan's laying 3 at Ryan Earson Stadium. No. There's a reason why EMU's won 4 in a row. Creighton takes this game serious. They've been playing this one since 1908. All right. You're not walking into that gray ass awesome field that makes it look like you're watching fucking Bob Cousy. You know what I mean? Like, no, wrong team favorite.
Right.
You're getting plus 135 on the money line.
Yep.
We got a short yapper in Ypsilanti. All right.
Yes.
Let's go. You like it or no?
I like it. I like that. I got a yapper for you real quick.
Okay.
And this is a Halloween special.
Ooh. Bring your candy corn.
This is just because this is a party. I don't know if you've ever been to the University of Ohio.
I have not, but I've heard it's a great
during
bar school.
Halloween.
Yeah.
It's a great bar school, but during Halloween, it's a fucking madhouse, dude. It's like a fucking, it's like the Purge, but of just drunkenness. I mean, the whole state of Ohio goes to this campus for Halloween. It's fucking crazy.
Battle of the Bricks.
You got Miami, Ohio, at Ohio, getting 7. I'll take the points no matter who's favorite.
You're not worried that Gabbert's out for the year?
I'm not worried at all.
Okay.
Listen, it's just gonna be.
That was what I mean. If you tell me Gabbert's playing, I was all over the Red Hawks.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I like Miami. That was disappointing for last year, but this is just an all hands on deck. The entire state is gonna be there, fucking party.
I want to shout out Geraldo. Says I'm gonna listen later, but wanted to hop in and say last weekend's Bombers was money. All right. Boom. Did a nice teaser. Made a little cash.
Goddamn right, you did.
Part of the C block
with all 8.
Yeah.
Then you went 8-0.
Woo.
You teased it. You went 8-0.
That's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Short yappers. Let's go to the battle of the beer barrel. They can't call it this anymore.
Can't call it that anymore.
I think, and look, I have hated shit. I will be honest. The past couple of years, I've called for Kentucky to upset Tennessee. It hasn't happened.
Right.
But you know what they didn't have in common? The last time Tennessee plays Alabama every year. The last time Tennessee played at Alabama and the next week at Kentucky, they lost to Kentucky.
Okay.
And there's that stat about teams playing after Alabama. You not only do you get beat up,
I like this,
but you also circle the Alabama game because you get up naturally. You said this is this team that's been fantastic over the past 20 years. We're gonna show up for this.
Oh.
And you forget about this little Kentucky game. And guess what? Kentucky is a 3.5 point dog at home.
I know. Getting the hook is nice. You're right. They can physically get beat up, emotionally drowned after playing Alabama. You put everything into it.
Kroger Field, blue light special in the end zone.
Rivalry.
All right.
The only thing I don't like about it is I don't think Kentucky's any good.
I don't think Kentucky's very good either. It's the rivalry. This is this game.
Yeah.
I think Devin Leary, come on. I've been saying for 5 years, 6 years, that guy's counterfeit.
Yeah.
That's a short yapper I like.
I like it for sure.
Any other short yappers or you tapped out?
I think I'm tapped out. We gave out too. We don't want to give out too many.
Yeah, that's true.
We've already given out 15, 20.
Yeah, that's what we do. All right.
But you're right about that Utah line. It's almost too good to be true.
That's just fucking weird.
I mean, it's Oregon.
Yeah.
I get why, but still.
Oregon, they don't win on like
no.
They're not fucking like they don't have a history of beating teams on the road that are very good.
You know defense like this. They've never seen anything like this. Bo Nix is doing great for all these soft defenses. What did they've never seen any defense like this.
Yeah. Look, Kyle Whittingham will punch you in your fucking face.
God damn right. I mean? You got some fucking pig farmers out there.
Kyle Whittingham, I read something like he hasn't missed a day at gym in like 7 years. And I was like questioning it. And then I saw him at like 63 on the sidelines. And I go, you know what? I think they're right. I think they're right. He's fucking jacked. All right. I know Daniel in the chat saying North Texas is live.
Yeah, I like that. I can get behind North Texas for sure.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Some people are saying Purdue.
Purdue's a small one. Where they getting 2.5
in Lincoln, Nebraska.
I mean, that's just a fade in Nebraska, if anything.
See some Mississippi State talk in Auburn, Alabama. No, I actually like Auburn.
I like the under there is what I like.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ. I don't see anybody scoring in that game almost.
UA. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I went Memphis in that North Texas game, but I'm not like in love with that play. So, folks, this concludes the college football weekend bombs for week 9. This is the C block.
Yes.
Bottom line bombs are coming right up, folks.
Special Halloween episode.
If you're watching on YouTube, don't go anywhere. Just keep it right there. It's going to go right in seamlessly. All right.
Yes.
It's like you're fucking watching AMC during a Jaws marathon. They just go right into from Jaws 2 to Jaws 3. All right.
I love it.
You won't even know. You're like, which Jaws is this? You won't even fucking know. All right. So do that. And then also check out later today. I'm back with the FCS week 9 preview and picks. Some great edges on shit right there in the FCS. Also, we are back on the college basketball experience tonight with the Pac-12 season preview in its final year as the Pac-12, at least. Pac-2 still might live on, but we got you covered there. Also, check out the other platforms, the Big 12 experience. They talk everything Big 12 if you're a Big 12 fan. Also, the college baseball experience goes into full swing in February. And the Sports Gambling Podcast. Check them out tonight. Also live from Las Vegas every Friday on VSiN, VSIN. That's Brent Musburger's network on YouTube TV. Check it all out, folks. 9:00 Pacific. They go live every single Friday. Shout out to the chat. We appreciate you. Stick around. There's some bombs he's going to be giving out. Because look, this is a college football show. CJ, the man in the box, has you covered for some bombs, I think, all over.
Yeah. I get some baseball bombs, but this is going to be good Halloween NFL contest bombs and Survivor. You're going to get Trust me, you're going to want to see this episode or hear
There you
this
go.
episode.
There you go, folks. Also, if you're in the Vancouver area, when are you there?
Next weekend, November 3rd and 4th, Vancouver, House of Comedy.
How's that for your fucking Grey Cup?
Mhm.
All right, let's go. All right.
I can't wait.
Until next time, folks, this is the College Football Experience Weekend Bombs edition for Week 9. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Run and shoot. We can really run and shoot. And the whole team's looking and the whole world's looking with the cameras. Run and shoot. We can really run and shoot. And you know